Grace and peace be multiplied unto you. Thank you for logging in and being a part of our Walking Through the Word moment. Go ahead and like and share and invite somebody to be a part of our broadcast. God bless you, and thank you so much again to our intercessors. Thank you, Kennedy. Thank you so much to those of you who continue to log in for our virtual Bible class. I've asked of our congregation, those of you who are members of Mount Calvary, I've asked you to invest one day out the week for in-person worship as we are aiming to reconnect in our in-person experiences. And while we're in the meantime, we are doing Bible class virtually and as well as intercessory prayer time as well. Sunday school is in person, Sunday morning worship as well. But I've asked you to invest one Sunday as you're just getting reacclimating and reconnected to join us on Sunday mornings. And so grace and peace be multiplied unto you. Again, I want to hang out with you for these next 30 minutes and look at Luke chapter 15 is where we left off with you. There's a question that we had on the table in our discussion. There's a question that we had on the table in our discussion. That question was what was the younger son in Luke chapter 15 verse number 12. The younger son in this particular instance asked his father, give me the inheritance, or give me the goods, as King James writes it. Give me the goods, the portion of good that falleth unto me. And the question that we asked, what drove his intent? What drove his intent? Why did he ask Daddy for his inheritance, what I would say prematurely? Why do I conclude that it's prematurely? Because normally in inheritance, the inheritance is determined by the person who is releasing it. They normally control the timeline for the inheritance. And so the question was asked, give me mine, I know I keep saying mine, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me, that I am supposed to have, that is supposed to be passed down. Notice what Luke says, that's falleth to me, that's supposed to be passed down to me. He asked for it. I asked the question over and over again, why did he ask for it? What was his intent? Why did he need it then? Because he wanted it, Pastor Johnson. Well, he already had everything that he was going to get. He was already experiencing it in the house. He was already enjoying it all. And I want to note, and I didn't note this last week, that when the father decides to give or to release unto him the inheritance, the oldest son receives his as well. He didn't ask for it, but he receives it. Didn't ask for it, but he receives it because the younger son asked. And so the father, in all fairness, gave and released unto the oldest son his inheritance as well. It's in verse number 12, last clause. The Bible says that he divided unto them his living, referring to them, plural, he and his brother. Why did he ask? Why did he ask? It's a moment of pause and reflection because I want us to get to the place where we understand our true intentions. Because especially if I'm going to establish and be in a commitment to covenant with you, we got to share our true intentions. Stop with all of the other stuff, the staging, the pretending, making it seem as if it's one thing and it's not. Stop. I don't want to do that. I don't. What are your intentions? Because give me a chance to make a decision, if that's okay. But in order to do that, you got to have moments of pause, and you also got to have moments of conversation and discussion. The dad does not ask the son why. As a matter of fact, it's silent. So I won't add to the text because it's silent. The dad does not say to the son, hey, why are you asking? I asked that question based upon this time in reading it. I wanted to know the why. The dad didn't, because perhaps dad knows his boy. So you have to ask him why, because dad knows his boy. And while you can fool others, while you can trick others, you can't fool your creator, the person who created. You can't fool him. You can't fool God. Doesn't even work like that, my friend. Because he knows your secret intent of the heart. Because covenant and commitment to covenant is a matter of the heart. It's a matter of the heart. But I think we got to get to a place in our lives where we have made the decision to be honest about our intentions. We got to be honest about our intentions. And so here's how I want to conclude perhaps what his intentions were. Because when he asks for it, he's asking dad to release it to him, which means that dad no longer controls it. He does. He controls it. And perhaps, is it in your relationships, or is it in your walk, or is it in your decision making where the only time that it can work is that you control it? The only time that it can remain healthy is that you control it? Because the danger of it all is to release something in somebody's hand who's not developed enough to handle what has been given unto them. It's dangerous, which is why you don't give a 10-year-old keys to cars and say, go drive. It doesn't add up. Why? Because you're putting everybody at risk, not just the 10-year-old, but you're putting everybody at risk who's also operating a vehicle. There's a development piece that we've got to be mindful of, people of God, as it relates to the commitment to covenant, as it relates to our intentions. And perhaps he asked for it. Perhaps he asked it to be released. It's because he's not mature enough to know that he's not ready for it. He's not even ready for it. Perhaps he asked for it because in his mind, he doesn't even understand or hasn't accepted the fact he's not ready for it. Perhaps you have not arrived to the place of timeline where it's time for it to be released. Yet he still asks. Yet he still asks. Let's see in verse number 13 what happens when he gets it. What are his actions? Remember, we asked the question, why did he ask? The only thing that we have, people of God, to measure his intent is his actions. Your intent will be clearly demonstrated based upon your behavior. And so you can't tell me that we're in this commitment to covenant and your actions speak different. And you can't say, oh, I had good intentions. No, you didn't. Because if the actions speak louder, then that's the only thing I can base your intent on, is your actions. And so I think a lot of times, especially in this environment, especially in the Christian environment, is that we don't want to tell the truth about our intentions from the onset, and then when our actions show up, we try to make it seem as if we had good intentions from the onset. No, you did not. Because you're not going to tell me that you had good intentions and all of a sudden your actions shifted based upon what? Based upon what? Why did you shift? Based upon what? Oh, did I have unexpected conditions that you didn't tell me about? Did I not? I didn't. I missed the mark. Did I miss the bullseye? Did I say something or do something that you were not expecting me to do, but yet you never told me you wasn't expecting or expecting me to do it, and then I did it, and all of a sudden now your intentions changed? No. Because the commitment to covenant, when the intentions appear, the actions follow with the same level of sincerity. So you're not going to convince me otherwise. You're not. Then you can tell me. But you're not going to tell me you just shifted. Oh, no, I just shifted. What, based upon what? Can't come back to his dad and say, oh, Dad, I had good intentions when I asked for it. Show me. Show me your intentions. It's in verse number 13. Watch the text. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey. First intent. He was ready to go. First intent, he was ready to go. People of God, if in fact your intent was never to stay committed and connected, tell people that from the onset. Tell me that I'm coming to be with you, but I'm only going to be with you as long enough to get what I need, and then I'm gone. Okay. Because that gives me the opportunity to make sure that you get the bare minimum. Because I may not want to give it to you all. But tell people in your life, be honest. Well, here are my intentions. And I plan on staying here long enough until I can ask you for what I want, or I can get what I want, and then I'm going to journey on somewhere else. That's not hard. That's not hard. It's only hard because you know it's wrong. It's not hard. Be upfront. But it's hard because you know it wrong. And you also know it could compromise what you receive. And so your selfishness won't let you be honest. Your selfishness won't let you be upfront. Because you don't want to compromise. You don't want to compromise what you're trying to get. Because I am willing to go out on the limb to say this, that if he says to Dad, give me my stuff, I'm ready to go waste all of it real quick, just give it to me. I am prone to believe that Daddy said, I'm not giving you anything to go waste. I'm prone to believe that. But because there is no honesty up front, then guess what? The chance for waste increases, or the chance for somebody to have to come back and start over again increases. Why? Because there's no moment of pause to say, wait a minute, why do I need that right now? Especially when I'm already enjoying it. The Bible says that the younger son gathered it. Where's the oldest? But there's no need to gather because he doesn't have any intentions on going anywhere. I'm staying here. I'm enjoying it. And when the timing is right, that's when it needs to be in my hand. When the timing is right. How many things in your life have you damaged, misused? How many people that you didn't stay connected to because you lack the maturity? You lack the maturity to handle the situation or the relationship, and all of a sudden it falters or it breaks or it's no longer a level of commitment. Why? Because you weren't mature enough to handle it. And then, because you didn't have good intentions. Because if it takes too long, if it takes too long, I'm going to just get bold and ask for it and give me my stuff, I'm out of here. If it takes too long. And that's taking too long, I guess. And our commitment to covenant, you can't put a timeline on the relationship in the development stages of moments of grace, a moment of intimacy. You can't put a timeline on it. If it comes a sense of urgency from you, say that. You give me the opportunity to know how to deal with you. I think that's where we've gotten wrong, is that we don't want to talk about our intentions. And then when people see our actions, we blame them for our actions when we already know we didn't have good intentions. Don't play with me. Don't do it. That's what we do. Be honest about it. I never had good intentions. But then we want to blame them. We're based upon our actions are. If you had did this, did what? Because you never told me. You never showed up with me and said, okay, here are the conditions of our relationship. But then you got expectations with me? Tell me what you want. Because I think when we communicate effectively, we don't have to be mad at each other, because I told you from the onset. And if you committed to it, then that was on you. Why did he ask? And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, took his journey. He left. One of his intentions was that he wanted to leave. He no longer wanted to be in the family system, in that structure. Because if he did, he doesn't leave. But maybe he wants to grow up and become his own man. Pastor Johnson, does he? Does he? Well, if that's the case, then my intentions are to leave and not to return. Text says he took his journey to a far country. And guess what? And there, look what he does. Wasted his substance. The portion of his goods are now wasted. Wasted. What he had is wasted. He has it no more. It's wasted. He has nothing to show for it. Gone. Wasted. No more. It's over. What? What? His intentions were to waste it. And can I suggest to you, there's some people that you've got to be so cognizant of their intention, because if not, they'll waste your time. They will waste your time and take from you. And because it was freely given, no work for it, just the ask. His response in his actions is he wastes. It's a waste. It's a waste. And people of God, what are you wasting? What have you wasted? What kind of time have you wasted knowing from the onset, knowing from the start of your intentions that you were not in it for long haul. Knowing that if your untold conditions were not met, that you were not going to remain in that place. Took the journey away from that structure, with the possessions that he got out of the structure. Everything he possessed, he got out of that structure. But yet, his intentions was to get away out the structure, to get out the structure. And when he gets out of it, what happens? He doesn't possess the maturity, discipline to hold on to it. How much have you lost? How much time have you wasted? How many people in your life have you wasted their time? Not because they did anything, but because you lack the maturity and the discipline to know what it means to remain committed to the place of covenant relationship. He has nothing. He wasted the substance, what he had, what he possessed, what he was given. Couldn't be responsible for it because there was no discipline. It's gone. Doesn't that concern us? Don't you want to be farther in life than you are now? Haven't you wasted enough time? And let's all admit, haven't we wasted enough of other people's time? Knowing from the onset that our intentions were not where they should have been. Haven't you done enough of that? Isn't it time for us to buckle down and try something different now? Or you want to keep staging it, acting like you got good intentions, acting like you're at the place you want to be when in all actuality, I'm not. I'm just going through the motions. Stop draining yourself and draining others, because it's draining. That you're in a relationship with a person, that the son comes and just give me my stuff. I'm taking. I'm leaving. And when I leave, I'm going to waste it. I'm going to do everything that I want to do because my selfishness is going to rise to the top. Why? Because I ain't got nobody else to consider. I have nobody else to think about. So I'm just going to rise to the top with my degree of selfishness now. And as a result, he loses his substance with riotous living. And guess what? He didn't even pick a good place to go to. He didn't pick a good place to go to. You left with all your stuff. You didn't even pick a good location. You didn't pick a good location. I know you did, because in verse 14, you didn't pick a good location. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land. Where you wasted your stuff at, you couldn't even get a return because it was bad ground. And you know it's messed up. You know it's jacked up. With when you made a deposit and you can't even go and withdraw from a place. That's bad. That's a jacked up dilemma to be in. But I think that is what has happened in Christendom. We poured into so many places, now we can't even go get a return from the places that we poured into. Why? Because it was a bad investment and it was bad intentions. Stop pouring into places where you can't go get nothing out. Pouring into people who are not going to be there, who are setting up to get from you so they can move on. Stop. causes too much mental stress, causes too much frustration. You keep pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring, and if you ever need something, you can't, because where you're pouring into is a famine in the land. Stop. Pause. What are your intentions? And then when you make the investment, hey, can you go get a return? Can you go get something back? Because that's the place of maturity. Yeah, the Father gave it to him. Isn't the Father at fault? No. And you'll see why. He's not at fault. He gives it to him. There becomes a famine in the land. Look at this. And he, who, the younger boy, began to be in want. He's in a place of want. Why? Because he had a period of waste. And because he had bad intentions. And because his actions, it was such an urgent matter for him to depart. And now he's at a place where he's in want. Is your place of want a result of waste? It's a result of you're not pouring into good places? Is your place of want as a result of bad intentions? Stop the wanting. How do you do it? How do you do it? You check your intentions. And your actions align up with what your intentions are. And you demonstrate a level of commitment, a level of staying power. Even when your feelings are telling you, I'm ready to do this on my own. I'm ready to move to a different place. Stop, pause, and ask yourself, why? There's a difference between pausing and stopping. Or is it? Or do you have to pause? Or do you have to stop to pause? Or can you be on pause and still be going? Ask yourself, what does my pause look like? What does my intentions look like? What are my actions saying about my intentions? God bless you. It's been fun to hang out with you. Listen, love you so much. Thank you for all that you continue to do in support of ministry. You know we're right in the midst of our 100 days of giving. Don't let me get on your nerves about it. If you don't want to hear about 100 days of giving, then chances are you probably shouldn't log on or log off early, because we're going to push these 100 days of giving. We're doing well. We are doing well. Here's where we are. Sunday, we're going to be looking. We're getting into our heftier numbers, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 70, 72, 74. Let me slow down, because somebody called me and said, Pastor, you be saying 40, 42 for like I'm at an auction, and I don't want that. Somebody called me and said that. Somebody called me and said, they love me though, so I know it's okay. They called our names, but they said that. Okay. We want to fill envelope of $70, pause, $72, pause, $74, pause, $76, pause, $78, pause, $80, pause. And the person who said, Pastor, slow down, I want you to fill the $82 envelope for me. You know who you are. The person who said, you was sounding like an auction. I want you to fill the $82 envelope for me. Listen, I love you so much. Sister Johnson is coming with our announcements. As always, thank you so much for being a Hill Watcher. Thank you, Brother Davion. Thank you, Sister Sharika. They take good care of us on our media team, and I appreciate them so much. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Until next time around, we appreciate you. Join us on Sunday morning for the Hill Experience on Sunday morning. One day out the week. I'll see you Sunday.
Thank you, Pastor Johnson, for the word on tonight. Once again, Mount Calvary certainly appreciates you. The Christian Education Ministry would like to announce an addition to Sunday School. There will be virtual Youth Sunday School, Zoom, every Sunday at 10 a.m. Please check your text messages and social media outlets for the meeting ID and passcode. Adult Sunday School will be in person as well as virtually. Sunday School will begin at 10 a.m. for adults as well. Make sure if you are virtual that you are checking your Facebook page or the website to get the login information. To receive our church text messages with upcoming information, please text The Hill to 844-594-5300. Remember, once you opt out or you reply stop, you must contact the administrative office or Sister Muriel Jones to get back in. Please join us virtually only for intercessory prayer and Bible class every Wednesday. Prayer will begin at 6:30 p.m. To call the conference call line to join us for prayer, make sure that you are getting that number and access code on our social media outlets and our website. And Bible class will begin every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Please log in for Bible class and we will see you there. We are excited about our 39 plus 2 celebration. On Friday, February the 18th, join us at 6:30 for a family movie night here at the church. And then on Saturday, February the 19th at 10 a.m., join us virtually for a Sip and Share, which is our African American read-in, a tribute to our ancestors. On Sunday, February the 20th, Pastor Jerry Wilson from St. John MB Church will be our guest preacher. The theme for the weekend is Committed to Covenant. We are asking each family or household to sow a seed of $100 for the weekend. The Baptist General State Convention's Women's Retreat will be held March 24th through 26, 2022. To receive your hotel and registration information, please see me immediately following any worship services. To order Pastor Johnson's first book project, Looking Within, please visit lakivicjohnson.com, amazon.com, kobo.com, Barnes & Noble, or once again, you can see me immediately following any worship services or doing curbside giving. To receive a copy of the Teen Center wish list, please meet Caleb Johnson or Kennedy Johnson in the foyer at the table immediately following any worship services. These are your weekly announcements. Please govern yourselves accordingly and have an amazing Wednesday. God bless you all.